folks, welcome to another edition of PlayBranson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. And today on the show, I have Tara Scott Young Lewis. Now, maybe she doesn't use all those names, but it was in one of the bios. But she's on the show, and she is a director and actress in Smoke on the Mountain. Been here in Branson a long time, but the first time I've ever had anybody on the show from that show, and the first time she's been on the show. So looking forward to talking to her and hearing all the things that she has done in the community. Now, here's something else. I just want to have a discussion with you because I'm thinking about doing something I've never done before. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I just want to see if anybody has interest in this. So we film this, we want to think about opening this filming process for a few people. And so if you're interested in sitting in here when we film the shows, we want you to go to our Facebook page and send us a message that you are interested in doing that. Our next taping will actually be on June 16th. And so if you'll let us know you're interested, we'll get back to you on how that process will all occur if we decide to go ahead and do that. And so it would just be a limited number of people. The reality is we film about 5 of these episodes at one time. We don't normally tell you that on screen, but if you're interested, go to facebook.com/PlayBranson and let us know you're interested in being part of a live, limited number of people in the studio audience, and we'll consider that. So, folks, we'll be back in just a second with Tara Lewis. Hang tight.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need ibranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at ibranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. ibranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson, and today I am here with Tara Scott Young Lewis.
Yes.
With Smoke on the Mountain, and then there's another show that you're a part of as well.
Sanders Family Christmas.
Sanders Family Christmas. And so welcome to the show. It's good to have you. Here's the deal, folks. I'm wearing readers today so I can see all my notes. Sometimes I can't see them, so first time to wear readers. I'm getting old. Anyway, Tara.
Yes.
You've got like an incredible history in the entertainment business, and you've done a ton of stuff. So take us way back, and let's just have a history lesson of what you've done.
Well, I've done this since I was 5, so I've got little note cards here. You know, that's what you have to do when you've done this since you were 5. But I'm only 16 right now. let's just say that. Anyway, so I started out with Sweet Spirits Christian singing group with Tammy Felton. She just actually recently passed away. Yeah. What a wonderful woman! Oh my gosh,
big influence in Branson.
Oh yes, in Branson, she was doing classes, acting classes, and vocal classes in Springfield, Missouri, and she started a group, Sweet Spirits, and we did Christian music, we did Broadway, we did Disney, and she always had me doing the Disney songs and the Broadway songs because she said, "You're an actress and a singer," and it was phenomenal. She's all the people that she helped, a lot of them are, working all over the place. And a couple that I can mention here, and there may be more, is Tamara Tinoco, and also Lori Locke. So just a great, we would do retirement homes, we would do conventions, fairs, and we'd do churches all around the Midwest. So got a lot of experience with that, and she just built into us.
That was when you were young.
Yes, from the age of 5 through 8th grade. Okay. And then in high school, I went on to a program, Hotchkiss. It was a program in Lakeville, Connecticut. It was a prep school, and it was a theater program. And so I got there, and we had trunks of clothes that we'd bring, and mine didn't arrive. So I had the same clothes on for 3 days. So I went to my audition. Everybody looked so nice, and everybody's from the East Coast or international. Like, there were people from all over other countries. And I show up, little kind of country girl, I guess, because I'm from Missouri, so that's pretty country, and a pink t-shirt with these black polka dots and these black shorts, and I was about ready to bawl. And I go in and I audition. I'm like, I'm not going to get anything. I look like a hot mess. And I got the role of Cinderella in Into the Woods, which was one of the leads, and I was in Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream. So it was phenomenal. I worked with amazing professors that worked in the industry in LA and New York, and just had the time of my life. I was homesick at first, and then I didn't want to leave. But at the end of that, they had a college day, and I met with Juilliard, and I met with NYU, and I met with, Carnegie Mellon, and then Stevens College was the only college there that was from the Midwest, and I was very impressed with their program. It was a 3-year program. You go every summer, and you work with guest artists, so many guest artists, and it was just very, very impressive. And it was pretty close to home, and I thought, I got a scholarship for my talent and my academics, and I thought, it's 3 years and I can get out and do my career. And so I went there.
You knew that you wanted to be in this business.
Oh yes, my whole life. And you have to think of it as like the only thing you could ever do. Like you have to be that passionate about it. You can't do it because I want to be famous. You do it because you love it and you can think of nothing else you would ever want to do. So when I went to Stevens, I worked with people like Annie Potts that was in Designing Women, and she was in Ghostbusters. She was the secretary in Ghostbusters. She was in Pretty in Pink with Molly Ringwald. She was the cool, edgy record store owner. And recently she was in, it's The Big Bang Theory. Pretty much everybody knows that. It was a show after that called Young Sheldon, and she played Sheldon's grandmother. So she comes to Stevens all the time, does shows with us, or would do shows with us. She also is in Toy Story as Little Bo Peep. Then I worked with Don Wells, who was Marianne Gilligan's Island, and some people from a lady that was in Police Academy, a lady that was in the Bob Newhart Show, had guest directors. Carol Esty from New York was the director of mine, Judy Basing. I mean, we just worked with so many people. It was so phenomenal. And then I got out in 3 years and I'm like, oh gosh, what am I gonna do? I'm done. And so I have a BFA in theater and then an emphasis in child development and music. So I thought, well, maybe I'll stay an extra year and get my education degree, but I decided to go on because they're like, no, go off, do your thing, and then come back to school if you want. So I was either going to go to Broadway or I was going to do a children's theater in Arizona. I'd work with a guest artist director, and I thought, that would be really cool to do children's theater. But I auditioned for Fox 27, Kids Club host and coordinator in Springfield, Missouri, and I got that. And that was baptism by fire. I had never produced, wrote, directed my own show in my life, and I thought, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a great time. But little did I know that was really tough. So I just jumped right in like you do, and I wrote it, I produced it, did tons of kids events, we do all kinds of things. It was so much fun. And it was
probably a good training ground for you to what you're doing kind of today.
Yeah, and it was getting on the other side of the business. I had one semester of film in college, but this was kind of, it was also marrying together two of my wonderful loves, theater arts and kids, working with kids. So I got to do that and interact with them. So it was really great. So I did that for a while, and I was the first and only female Kids Club host. And we did contests, we'd go to schools and fairs. That's actually where I met my husband at Whitewater. They did a contest. He remembered me from that time, but we didn't start dating until later. But he's like, I remember you from Whitewater when you did the contest for Fox 27 at Whitewater. So I was like, oh, wow. It's funny how worlds collide like that.
Yeah.
And then on and off, I always worked, I worked for my dad on and off at Young & Company, advertising and PR. So that was really a great experience doing that as well. I went on, I worked at Silver Dollar City Entertainment. I was in that, did that. And then Jim Stafford's Neighborhood Watch. He saw me in Neighborhood Watch at Springfield Little Theater. He wanted to bring me here, so I did it here. That was great fun. Just did the Yes Troupe in Springfield. I've been casting and producing for a long, long time.
So you were also at Sight and Sound, though, right?
Yes, I was at Sight and Sound for 4 years, the first 4 years. I fell in love with the animals there too. I was kind of in charge of the goats, so I started calling myself Goat Girl. Yeah, Goat Girl, that's me. Hello.
Okay, I tell you what, that is a great place for us to stop at Goat Girl.
Goat Girl.
So we will be back in just a second to learn more about Tara Lewis and what she's doing now. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We're talking to Tara Lewis. I just shortened your name. I took 2 things out.
That's okay. That's okay.
But here's the deal. You have been in, you've been doing a lot of stuff in theater, but you have also done some casting and some different things. So
Yes.
you've got to interact with some folks that have gone on to do some pretty big things. And so
Sure.
talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So I cast a lot of commercials and produce and direct them. I got to cast Kyle Dean Massey on his first paying gig. It was an industrial film. And so I cast him. He was in Nashville, the series, Nashville, and a big hit. And then I also just happened to see him in New York on Broadway in Next to Normal. And I messaged him and he goes, "Oh yeah, I remember you. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh, you're in the audience." And then Andrew Call, I saw him a few years back. I cast him in an industrial film, and it was one of his first paying gigs as well, and he's in Hamilton in Chicago. I know a lot of things are shut down right now, but I mean, they've gone on to do great things. I mean, it's just amazing who you connect with.
Right.
And so my cousin is a 2-time Broadway Tony Award winner, up for 2 Tonys, and she worked with John Goodman in Front Page, a show that Nathan Lane produced. A lot of big film names. So got to talk to John Goodman after the show, and he's just so great. He's so fun. He goes, "My dream was to be Wash Gibbs in Shepherd of the Hills. I always wanted to be Wash Gibbs." I go, "Well, you know, John, you can come back anytime you want. I'm sure they would love to have you." And
Well, he has a connection because he went up to MSU.
Yeah, when it was
so-
SMS,
Right.
yeah. And he said he dated a girl at the Toby Show, and now the Toby Show's back, and it's like, "John, it's time for you to come back."
Yeah. So let's talk about, you have now been part of this show called Smoke on the Mountain.
Sure,
And it's
yes.
been here in a long time. And so talk to people about what Smoke on the Mountain is, the role you play, because there's going to be people watching this that have no idea what it is.
Oh yes, Smoke on the Mountain, it's been here for over 25 years. And that says a lot. And it's the only off-Broadway book show in town. The only off-Broadway, and it's done so well. And that means a lot. It was on off-Broadway in the late 90s, written by Connie Ray and Alan Bailey. And they wrote the role of June for Connie Ray because she didn't sing. It's a show in the Depression era. 1938 is when it takes place in North Carolina. And it's just a fun show. Lots of hymns, lots of just hilarious comedy. And the congregation, the audience is the congregation. So they're part of the show. They're part of us.
Wow.
And so it makes it fun for them. They sing the hymns. We have a lot of hymns that you'll know, like I'll Fly Away. And then there's original music. But it's Pastor Oglethorpe's church. And it's Mount Pleasant Baptist Church. And then we're the Sanders Family Singers. And Vera Sanders, which is the part I play, along with my musical director, Stephanie Diaz, we share the role. And Vera Sanders has an objective. She's like that church lady that's like, "This is my program. I'm in control. I'm going to do this." And you know those people in church, you know that, they have it all organized. And so it doesn't go quite like Vera wants it to go at all. And so the pastor and Vera kind of banter because pastor wants control, Vera wants control. And Burl's the dad. He's just like the teddy bear, lovable dad. Denise and Dennis Sanders, they're twins. Denise is kind of the junior version of Mama, and Mama wants her to kind of take over for her when she gets older. But Denise has other plans, and Mama's like, And Dennis is not the brightest, but Vera has decided, you're going to be a pastor. My son's going to be a pastor. One of those kind of moms. And then you've got Uncle Stanley, who is the black sheep of the family. And he's been in prison. He's just gotten out of prison. So Vera's got a little rub with him. He's a beer drinking guy, but he's a good guy, good-hearted guy. And June Sanders, she doesn't sing, she signs. She's not really talented. And so Mama has to come up with the sign language for her. And she has these funny percussion instruments, and she's just a delight. And it's the whole family, and everyone's featured. Most musicals you see, not everyone's featured. Every single person in the show is a lead. And folks come back to the show time and time and time and time again, because depending on the congregation, the audience, we respond based on them. So we improv a little bit with them. So if they're out of hand and they're going crazy.
I like that.
We had somebody the other night throw a rubber ducky on the stage, a rubber duck. And so we made it part of the show. The rubber duck was part of the show.
That's really cool, though, that you guys can do that improv, but that also goes to the skill level that you guys have as entertainers when you can do that.
Yeah, and it makes it fun for us. It makes it fun for them. So when they come back, they're like, one night this happened, one night this happened. So, and they're part of it. They don't get on stage, and we do keep distance, but it's an intimate theater. Little Opry Theater is so great for it because we can see them. We're just right. It's like our hearts are beating at the same time. It's so beautiful. And I think because of the pandemic, it even speaks to the heart more because people have lost jobs. Things have been hard, and this is during the Depression. So I think people can really relate to it even more now than ever before.
So when is the show?
Okay, times. Yeah. And just to let you know, I am the director, stage manager. I do lights and sound, and I play Vera some of the time. So I wear multiple hats. So if you come to the show, you might see me in the sound booth, or you might see me on stage. So the show is Tuesdays through Saturdays at 8 p.m. The house opens at 7:30, so you want to get there about 7:30, maybe 7:15 to get in there and get your seats. We're doing really great, so come out. We have Sanders Family Christmas, which is 2.5 years later. We'll start doing that in November and December. So come see both shows. We got a great cast. One of our cast members, Chris Stanley, he's been with the show for over 10 years. That is a testament to our show. And he has his own show that just started on the 12th called the Chris Stanley Magic Comedy Hour. He's a magician and a comedian, so you see both shows. There's tons of great shows at the Little Opry, and if you keep your ticket stubs, there's a bounce back program. So if you see our show, keep your ticket stub, and within 7 days, you can go see another show for $10.
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the deal: that Little Opry Theater is a really small theater, and so it's very intimate. And I think a lot of people like that because you're really up close and personal with people.
Yeah, we're just we're just right there with them, and it's so magical for us and so magical. I love it. I mean, it is my heart. I mean, coming from Sweet Spirits to this, it's like it's marrying. It's like I've come full circle, and it's just a beautiful thing.
If people can't see your passion on camera, I can feel it in here. Like you are very passionate about what you do, and I love that. Now, here's this thing, and I don't know if you know this. You probably do. But before you met your husband, he was in my wedding. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
You did know
He's
that.
a groomsman, yes.
Yeah.
And I met him at a wedding. Okay. That's how we connected. So see, that came full circle too.
There you go.
Weddings are a good thing. Can I mention my cast?
Yes, be
Their
quick.
names?
Be
Oh, yes,
quick.
yes. Pastor Oglethorpe is Chris Stanley, and Greg Haywood is understudy. Myself and Stephanie Diaz, the musical director, is Vera. Brooke Stevens is Burl, and John Spencer is understudy. Uncle Stanley is Stephen Brown, and his understudy is Eric Green. Dennis Sanders is Andy Weeks, and Santino Tomasetti is his understudy. Denise Sanders is Sarah Joy McCord, and April Ebersol is her understudy. June Sanders is Kaylee Dominish, and Jordan Sassanella is her understudy. And we have two amazing backups that have been in the show prior to, and they're here just to help us out when we need it. Chelsea Odom and Barry Arwood.
Chelsea
yes,
Odom, yeah.
Yes, and Jeff Fiskus is our light and sound support.
So I think 25 years is a long time. Now, here's what I'm going to do. We're going over for just a minute, but I think that this show started out in a conference room at the Red Lion Hotel when it first started. Am I right?
It started in a hotel, something, yes.
I remember going to it way back in the day. I mean, this was a long time ago when it first started, and they started really small.
Yeah, very small, bare bones, and it's still a very small, intimate, off-Broadway feel show. I mean, that's what it is, and it's really just about the talent of the people and it's stripped down. It's just us. It's just like I said, it's just this really beautiful thing between us and the audience.
So this is another perfect example of the diversity of Branson's entertainment and the different types of entertainment that folks you're going to get in Branson, and we want to showcase everything. And this is just another example. And so, Tara, I think we could probably talk another half an hour, but we can't. We got to go. But I appreciate you coming, folks. Go see Smoke on the Mountain. And then the next one, which is the couple of years later, is Sanders Family Christmas.
Yes, and go to BransonImax.com and just scroll down to live shows. BransonImax.com, scroll down to live shows, click on there, and you can see all the shows in the little Opry Theater.
There we go. Folks, we'll be back in just a second. Hey folks, we're wrapping the show up today. Be sure to go see Tara out at the IMAX Complex with Smoke on the Mountain. You'll want to check that show out. And very excited about having her here on the show today. Now, I do want to tell you there is still time to catch a ton of bluegrass out at Silver Dollar City's Bluegrass and Barbecue Festival. That is running through May 31st. And so if you like bluegrass, lots of folks are going to be out there. If you like barbecue, it's the perfect combination, bluegrass and barbecue. You'll want to check it out. Now, here's something else coming up in Branson that doesn't happen very often. In fact, this may be the first time it's ever happened, and that is the American Cornhole Organization is having a major tournament down at the Convention Center. Who does not love playing cornhole? Well, if you don't love it playing, you probably don't want to go, but I think most people like doing that. And you can go to AmericanCornhole.com. Check out, get more information there. It is happening May 27th through the 29th. Now, on next week's show, for the first time ever, the one and only Jackie Brown from the Grand Jubilee at Grand Country will be on the show. Really excited to have her on and learn more about her history and what she's doing over there at Grand Country. Folks, if you need help planning your entire Branson vacation, the folks at iBranson.com can help you do that. Now, you can call them at 877-ENTERTAIN, and you can get a real person in Branson, Missouri that you can talk to that will give you great local advice. Or you can just go to iBranson.com and book your entire vacation there. Now, here's the deal. The folks at iBranson.com are not going to require you to stop somewhere in Branson to pick all your stuff up. You can just go there and book it and then go enjoy everything in Branson to do that. That's one of the unique differences about that website compared to some other ones out there, is they don't require you to stop at a welcome center and try and get you to buy more stuff. So check those folks out there. Here's the other thing. Like us on Facebook. You can go to facebook.com/PlayBranson. We're also on Instagram. Check out our YouTube channel, or you can go to PlayBranson.com. We appreciate you watching. Keep supporting entertainment and the arts, folks. We need your help to keep these entertainers going. We'll see you soon here on Play Branson.